this will go to YouTube, because we're seeing where this arena deck is going. And let's start looking at the deck again, so I can kind of like get to know it again and see what its purpose is. So we have a lot of low drops. Bloodside Cursor for a bit of weapon removal, not too great. Clockwork Gnome, if you draw it early, could be good against most classes. Enrage, of course, pretty good with our hero ability. We also have a Raging Wong here. Jugglers for a bit of RNG. One Sorcerer's Apprentice, which probably will not do very much beside being a minion. Duplicate. Flash Eating Ghoul because of our AoE. Zubat, Goblin Blast Mage. Kazan. Some taunts, a Water Elemental. Flame Lance. The combo was Frostwolf Warlord and Muglis Champion. 2 Blizzards, which is pretty good. Big minions, a lot of them. Dr. Boom, of course excellent if we draw it in time. Finance Portal for some more removal and a Flame Strike. Let me turn down the music just a bit more, like, come on, that. And go.
You asked for it. Oh, it is on.
Zubat right now has no activation ability. Just definitely trading that, but as a second player, having 2/2/3 as minions is pretty strong. Especially when he does not have a turn 1. We can also just coin the Amani and force him to remove this. If he doesn't remove us, we could also just ping that. But this should be kind of stressful for him if he doesn't have removal. Okay. In this case here, we don't want to place a sorcerer, but we have here a pretty good enabler with our hero ability. Yeah, it costs him his turn, and we get the 5 attack. We could duplicate here, but I really want to duplicate something bigger. He's probably pinging again here, costing him another half turn. And we have Goblin Blast Mage, which is enabled right now. So if you place... he doesn't play anything, wow. In this case we can play a little bit slower. As soon as he drops a minion and we still have the mech, we're pretty much going for Goblin Blast Mage. That's a pretty good target for Blast Mage. We have drawn our Dr. Boom. That is pretty good. We could also Flame Lance, but let's keep that for later. Okay. That was close to pretty bad. I did it this way around because of I know my luck. It could have hit him straight in the face. In that case, I wouldn't want to trade. If I traded earlier and it doesn't hit, that's pretty bad. But like this, it is pretty okay. We could duplicate, but I think Flame Lance here is fine. We need to deal with this. It's somehow. You could have a Flame Strike or something. But I'm a big fan of clearing, especially if he Flame Strikes now, we have a Dr. Boom, which is pretty good. So you want to clear the board here. You could have gone to face, but this is pretty okay. Yeah. We could make a big Warlord, but I think playing Dr. Boom just on this turn is pretty strong, and we keep the 3-1. For a kind of tutorial or walkthrough through Arena, having Dr. Boom in the deck is kind of meh. It's not a normal position you're in. But well. We could freeze him here, but we have a taunt, which he has to go through. Of course, this is weak against AoE. Wow, that's pretty strong. And if that's a duplicate, that's pretty bad. If that's a duplicate, we're just playing nothing. So we have to see that he kills that himself. We could silence Portal Face, but I want to keep it if something happens right now. But I don't want him to heal again for like that amount of damage. Could also be Ice Block. In that case we can Flame Strike. It probably is Ice Block. We could just Fire Land here, but I definitely want to proc this. I don't think we need to Fire Land here. You could also Flame Strike. Let's first check that. Okay. I was worried about too much. So we're 2-0. So far so good. Pretty much as expected with this deck. Of course we could run into an opponent that will get like 12 wins. That's not impossible. But most deck we encounter here should be fairly decent instead of very, very good. So these are just too high. Against Warrior, Sticky Minion. is always good. Didn't get our 2-2-3, but this is still a pretty good hand. That's our second 2. We want our Flame Juggler to probably hit something if he plays like a 2-1 here. So we are playing this first. Yeah, I couldn't care less about him showing his weapon here. We'll still be playing this because we need to get rid of this weapon. Of course he gets a 2-for-1 this way, but I would rather have my stronger minions uncontested, or not as contested. Fireworks really is good for him here, but ooh, that's pretty good for him. So we need to throw another minion in. I don't see how we get a big flesh-eating ghoul against the start that early. He's down to 3 cards. So we could just sacrifice this instead of the Zubat. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. If he would have cleared with a minion, I would have a pretty awkward turn next time. That sucks. So I could play this, but this dies pretty much just like that. He is still a pretty good trade here. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. I guess it's time for a sticky minion. We can't play Mugler's Champion to that, that would be pretty bad. If he attacks this with face, we get a 9-9 Draconite. Without touching his face even once this game. We probably want to ping this off. He still has 9 damage. Yeah, we definitely need to kill that. Yeah. If Warrior clears your board as a mage that actually relies a bit on minions, that's pretty bad. We need a Flame Strike. That's not gonna cut it. At least very likely not. But it's our only chance here. We are so low on life because he traded very efficiently early game. We couldn't do much against it. We didn't draw any spells. Taunt minion? No. Okay, Flame Strike would have made it so that we could have traded. That wouldn't actually do too much. But yeah. Pretty good start for a warrior, having 2 fiery war axes and an upgrade to trade into 5 of my minions. He cleared the board, or at least our side, every time. Can't really do much against that. Well, that's Hearthstone. Can't win every time. If he keeps getting these starts, he will get at least 6 wins. Okay, this time we go first. We still want to keep the options. If he plays something that has 2 attack, we are playing Flame Juggler. If he plays nothing, we play Bloodfin Raptor. Dr. Boom, awesome as it is, we don't want to keep it in our starting hand. That's a tiny bit better. Actually was hoping for one of our 1-drops, we have 2 of them. But that's fine. Oh. This could be another really tough game. So we pretty much need to control the board to win this. Hunter with Mage is always like this, but if he also gets a lot of random drops, that's pretty good for him. Let's just hope he can't buff this. We could play Flame Juggler. That would be a bit safer, but we need to take small risks here in order to somehow win. At least we have a Flame Strike, so if we make it to turn 7, we have the possibility to stabilize. Do you have secrets? Okay. Thing is, of course, now we could just trade there and ping. We could also trade here, play the Flame Juggler. We're not playing the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. This is losing on board, so we need to make efficient trades. We could just ping here now. That would be kind of okay. If we play Flame Juggler and this misses, this would be pretty bad. So, yeah. Very weak start. And that's a pretty good minion for 3 mana. This could be okay. Okay. We could just play this. The thing is, if we play Flame Juggler, we have a 50-50 and a pretty weak board, and we still would have to ping, so Flame Juggler doesn't do that much in that sense. But playing a sticky minion here should be okay. Even if he removes this with a spell, this is 2-2. So the second body of the infested Tauren will get it done. That's kind of okay. This kind of looks like that's not good. But okay, this kind of looks like Unleash the Hoons, which would be pretty bad. But else he Okay, he could have traded because of our ping ability. That's pretty bad. But it could be worse. It is only soon. So he's probably gonna keep a 1-1 of the ones he can actually attack with, so 2 1-1s in all. Okay, or he does that. We could punish that with Blizzard, but that's pretty weak. If he has a kill command, that's pretty bad, but I think we can just play our big minions now. We could also play Water Elemental and Ping, so we can get one of the 1-1s out. But I was thinking the big minion right now is better than just getting rid of a 1-1. He can totally have the ability right now to just rush us over. Or do that. Okay, but that's not too bad. Water Elemental in hindsight here would have been better. But that's totally fine. If he goes... okay, he doesn't go face, he trades. Okay, we could Flame Strike here. Just to clear off the board and keep our minions. We could just block Creeper. He has only 2 cards in hand. So yeah, if you trade here, it's better to play the Flame Strike here. We could also just Blizzard, but we don't have something to do with the pending mana. So trading here would get rid of the taunts, if we decide to trade with the 2-2, which we should. And then you would have 3 left. But yeah, he is running pretty low on options. And by removing his whole board, we limit that even further. Plus, multi-shot or whatever will not be that good. Okay, I accept your invitation. Ooh. We're just playing this because it's free. We can trade here. But we could also do that next turn. I mean, right now it's not a big problem if he kills the Bog Creeper. And we are on a clock, so we need to win kind of quickly. So yeah, it might be just the right choice to go face here. Actually we can do this to keep the Bog Creeper. I really want to keep the Kazan for when he plays a secret, because that's one of the few ways he can come back here. Okay, we have a Flame Lance. That's okay. And he couldn't use his hero ability this turn, which is pretty good. So still not playing the Kazan. We could have just played the Bog Creeper, but that just dies against North Sea. So the one he has out. which we couldn't have removed without the Flamelands, and that leaves us with less than 7 mana.
Are you ready for this? It's time for a little blood. Well played.
We can trade here, just to prevent some really rare cases where you can win now.
For the king.
Okay. That was pretty much his Millhouse Mana Storm that allowed us to win here. We're at 3-1. For today, we're gonna play either till the run is over because we lost pretty early. That is the next 2 matches. Or unless we get another win, because as you might know by now, I'm only playing on each region until I get the one of the dailies done, and that is with the next win. So these are way too high cost. Flame Juggler is excellent at the beginning. That is really good. That's better than the average starting hand we could get. The average hand pretty much consists of only 3s. So let's see. He might weapon that down again. That's pretty good. Ping is just pretty weak, and he has shown us that he can't deal with this minion. So by playing the Flame Juggler, okay, we lose the active ability, but that's fine. Oh, he has one. He just didn't want a coin. That's still fine. Give me a 3-drop. Oh, that is very good. I didn't think Bloodsucker Cursor would make a big appearance in the arena runs here, but that was pretty good. Okay, we could trade there, ping that. We don't need taunt right now, because he can choose to ignore taunt. So we're just playing the better minion. Okay. Come on. Okay, the good thing is he cannot attack with this. Another... it's Beast Dragon Murloc. We don't have that, okay. We are just playing the taunt here. We could trade in and ping, but again, that's pretty weak. We could also trade here, but we can do that next round also. Plus if we draw into Blizzard something, that would be a lost minion that we can't get back. Do you have Shield Slam? Okay. That is kind of okay. Can't really do much with that. At least not right now. So we're pretty surely gonna trade here and here. So we technically don't need to ping this turn. Let's see what we get. Taunt. That's not good right now. We don't want to play the Muglas with an empty board. And we couldn't have Muglas plus hero ability here. So this is fine. Oh, we can do this. We could also Muglas plus ping, but Muglas just dies in that case. So I really like this. This gives us a 7/7, which we can trade here Pinging doesn't do much. This is taunt already, so we don't need the Rusty Horn here. So ping goes face because pinging his Shattered Sun Cleric shouldn't matter. Okay. It mattered, but he's taking a lot of damage. Oh, he's trading there. That's fine. Ooh, that's a good one. So he can choose to taunt up, which means he needs to. We could either do this or this. This here doesn't really do much. But this makes it so that if he doesn't attack with his minion, the minion could die before he's able to attack with it. That's pretty good, but we have Violence Portal.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay, kill something. Damn it. Not quite what I wanted to see. Well, at least that kills something. We could Violence Portal this, but this is pretty weak. I mean, okay, we do 7 damage to face, but we might be able to do that just like that. But I really don't want him to just trade with his minions here. It could be shitty. Plus he's getting a lot of armor. That's pretty shitty. Okay, we could play Mugla's champion here. It doesn't do too much. He has 9 damage, so it doesn't cut it. But we have the duplicate. This means we either get back the Muglas or the Dr. Boom, but I would really like to get Dr. Boom in my hand twice, so we're not playing any other minions here. This doesn't develop our board right now, but he takes 7 damage to face, and we get 2 Dr. Booms. And if something is better than Dr. Boom, it's having 3 of them in your deck. That is pretty okay. We just have to play Dr. Booms here. Here's some trades here, but the Boombots could be pretty good here, and he's down to 2 cards, just like in our last game, and has a pretty limited life pool. Getting the taunts here is pretty good, but if we draw into some kind of our AoE... I mean, if you look at this, he is all out right now. And he is also trading his taunt minions, which is pretty good for us. Why doesn't this buff max? Okay, we could do some Mugla's Champions play here, which would actually be quite fine. It's a beast, for one. I think that's better than just playing another Dr. Boom here. Okay. I mean, normally I play a lot quicker, but since I have to explain my plays, and I want to show you the thought processes behind that. I tend to play a lot slower, which might result in people just surrendering. I mean, this was a pretty dire situation for him. I had pretty good ways to deal with this board. But yeah, Dr. Boom is just that kind of a card. I probably have to do another arena run at some point with a mediocre deck. The thing is, I wouldn't call this deck good or fantastic or a 12-win deck, but it really has the potential. If we draw Dr. Boom like we have until now early enough and can play it on a kind of even board at least, or an empty board even, we can go pretty far with our AoE. But this was the 3-win Mage daily for today. So I am gonna say goodbye to YouTube here. Of course it's not uploaded yet, but after my stream today I will be uploading that as soon as possible, once I've highlighted it. And yeah, I hope you got a bit of insight into Arena here. Maybe take some tips out of it. I really hope it does help some people. But yeah, that's me for today with the Hearthstone part.